Hello, everybody. It's your DM, Dr. Mongoose. I was here today at the start of our show to shout out a store that we at the team had found and absolutely fell in love with. This is not a sponsored post in any way, shape, or form. However, if you want to get the official dice set of Felix Faircourt, head over to Nat20 Dicery on Etsy. That's N-A-T, the number 2, the number 0, and the word Dicery, D-I-C-E-R-Y, on Etsy. They are an amazing handmade dice designer, also makes minis for a variety of tabletop RPG applications. We discovered them not too long ago through the lovely Hannah Reverie, plays Theo in our show, and their dice are just so incredible. We had to give them a shout out given how quickly we fell in love. If you want or need any new tabletop RPG dice, please give Nat20 Dicery a look. They are incredible. Thank you.
Previously on Dances with Dice, when last we left our heroes, Felix, the human bard, Theo, the satyr ranger, and Doran, the Ganassi fighter. Our heroes had finally succeeded in avenging their fallen friend, Finian. Now, as the aftermath of the battle presents itself, and our heroes come to terms with a new page they have turned, what discoveries, what dangers, what awaits them this week on Dances with Dice?
All right. We return to the laboratory beneath Professor Myers' tower. The cacophony of battle starts to begins to dim a little bit. The spirits have been banished, and the bright glow that was emanating from the portal that was opened within the containment field has faded, and now it is just sort of a dull green glow of the containment chambers, as well as the house lights of the laboratory have started to come back up now that the magic is no longer sucking all of the energy out of the room. I feel like there's a couple of beats momentarily, and it's like, and then Nori's like, "Holy crap, we did it!" And she starts just kind of like bounding and hopping around the room because that's her first fight that she has ever won. She's kind of happy about it.
Doran is like frantically trying to figure out how to break the tank open or open it or in some way like.
No, totally. Doran, roll me an investigation check real quick for just the controls on the tanks.
Hold on a second, my character sheet.
What if we were just really weirdly sobering about it and just like, Nori, we just killed a man. Why are you, you sick fuck?
Calm the fuck down.
You sick little freak.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just imagining Nori walking over to the body of Professor Myers and like
17.
a dog with like a chew toy just like shaking it on the ground.
Like pulling a whole like fucking
Yeah, it's like
it's like the Hulk, you know, fucking flailing around Loki, but it's just a dead body.
yeah, it's just a dragon playing with like a chew toy like a dog would. I'm sorry, what was you said, 17?
17.
17. With a 17, like there's like some franticness to you as you get close, but then it's like, oh, okay, breathe. Let the training take over. This has to open because they needed to get out to release the now imbued Mara. And like you look and you like take a breath and like, Okay, and like you see a couple of valves and some switches. You spin one way, loosen a crank on another, and you hear like the seal breaking as the pod separates into 4 pieces. The top lifts off, the glass separates into 2 halves, and then the bottom sort of splits, opening up. And Mara just sort of like collapses out, sort of like just collapses into your arms momentarily, like out of exhaustion. You can tell just by seeing her, she's probably lost about 50 pounds.
Jesus.
Ribs and like
Lord.
clavicle are visible. Like she's looking pretty rough. And she like as you catch her, Doran,
Just think about the size of the woman when she's got 50 pounds to lose and is still like, you know.
yeah, she like you can tell like from and like both of you can see like from like the loose skin and stuff. It's like obviously a very large muscular woman. She has been starved for probably a couple months, it seems, to weaken her down. And Doran, she reaches as soon as she sees you, she reaches like towards your face, like to touch your cheek, but she reaches past and feels for your right ear, and she feels behind it for a little like knock and nodule from a training accident you guys had on your first day where she left a scar. It's like, oh, thank God, it's actually you. And she sort of collapses and faints.
Yeah, why didn't you check for a nodule on her ear when you met her?
I didn't get to fuck her up.
They were just having lunch and
She
were
was
at
the
arm's
one
distance.
doing the ass whooping at practice.
But yeah, she's like kind of like unconscious but stable now in your arms.
Felix, a little help.
Jesus Christ.
Felix,
That was in character and not in character.
Felix, you see Doran sort of like cradling this smaller body as he sort of comes over to you.
Yeah, I can do that. Just kind of like shakes himself off and then cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. You can just roll you can just do a level 1 if you'd like, or like however large you would want
Okay,
to
I
go.
still got level 3 spell slots.
Hell yeah. With that spell, with the Cure Wounds, she does not like reawaken, but you watch as like her eyelids flutter a little bit. Her skin takes on a much healthier pallor. Like it went from like paper white to like more of like an actual skin tone. Her breathing sort of eases and becomes a little bit normal. And while she will definitely need a lot of rest and recovery and possibly some professional help, she will, Doran, looking at her and like between the two of you, you can tell pretty comfortably, like, okay, she is safe and stable for the moment. She's not going to die on you in the next 5 minutes.
Are they? I don't think we really asked. Like, how much like clothing do they have?
They're clothed moderately, like kind of tattered remnants of whatever their usual clothes would be. So, Mara has obviously been very obviously stripped of her armor, but like she still has on like the remnants of her Covenheim guard uniform on her. I would say like it's not quite at traditional male written supervillain from a Bond film levels of shredded, but like
It's in bad shape, but it's not like sexy.
It's
ripped
I'm
it's
trying
not
to
like-
get
it's
across.
not- it's not
bad
like they
shape,
need-
not
it's-
sexy bad shape.
Do they don't need like they don't. It's not like they
Like
need
her
a modesty
midriff, it
blanket
says-
right now.
No, yeah, it's not like she's suddenly in like the bikini edition of the Covenheim guard uniform coming this summer. No, it's her uniform's ripped and tattered, and like she definitely needs like a new pair of. She needs some new clothes, but like, yeah, you don't need to like rip your cloak off and like, cause she's like tits out after almost being turned into a dragon spirit, sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, you gotta ask.
No, that's why I went so long into explanation, because I really wanted to get this across.
It's out
as,
for
like,
Chromatus. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're not doing this. It's not Bond levels.
See Morgan,
of
Morgan, you
shredded.
start these things, and then when they escalate, then you're like, all of you need to stop. Why? Get out! No.
Morgan is the person who walks
Yeah.
into the room, pulls the grenade, throws it, and then stands by the
It's out
doorway and just
for
goes, "Oh my God, you guys are
Harambe."
going so wild!" and then beats a hasty retreat, even though you were the one who threw the
You guys are so
grenade.
crazy. You guys, stop it. You're gonna get in trouble. Stop it.
As Morgan is
Stop.
readying another grenade, guys, stop!
Stop.
You're gonna get in
Okay.
trouble.
Stop.
All
Stop.
right.
Anyway.
Well, since she's literally unconscious, he's just gonna like.
I'll
pick
say
her up.
you clear off a table, like you're able to you clear off a table. I'll say you lay down your cloak and like.
Well, I'm
you know,
just
like-
picking her. I'm just gonna pick it. If that's the case, I'm just picking her up.
Yeah. Well, I would say
And, like-
because you guys still have investigation to do. So like if you want her to be able to kind of like rest, you can set up like a little bit of a litter for her to lay on, so she's not like on the ground. Or if you just want to, if you don't want to investigate at all, then yeah, you can just kind of, I'll say, you baby Yoda her, because Superman carrying her the entire time would probably be a little,
Baby Yoda, baby Yoda.
be a
I don't know, I'm
little hard on
relatively
the arms.
I'm relatively strong. How much do you weigh? Right now.
Right now, I would say probably
I got a 14 strength.
How
I'm not.
tall
I'm
is
not.
she?
No,
I'll
I'm no
give you a woman's
slouch.
perspective on that.
I have a
weight.
19 strength.
Well, I guess I'll say yeah, because that's a good question.
I could punch
Alex,
you.
Alex, my question would be is like how, because you know Mara is Doran's friend, and I'm describe Mara or describe how Mara should.
Oh yeah,
should,
that's right. We have
should
no
look,
idea what
and
Mara
I will
looks like.
I will give you and I'll let you know like what she's looking like now.
Oh god, I never got. I thought we described her at one point. Okay, no. So Mara is a very
Oh, that's right. We met the devil.
You met the
very
double of
large,
Mara.
very large woman, and large as in like she grew
Big,
up.
strong.
She was blacksmith's daughter. Very. If you've ever seen, actually, no, this is a great. If anybody has ever seen like the Adventures of Hercules, like the old show, there's this one. It's literally, I think that's maybe even what popped in my head when I thought about this character. There is this like blacksmith woman, and she's literally like, I think they just went and got like a WWE woman, like, and just was like, this is now the blacksmith. But no, she's very, very strong, very muscular, you know, and probably around 6 feet tall. Like she's a big woman.
Okay, so I would say like
Muscle.
Mara at her like biggest height, she'd be like 6 foot, probably like one.
Well, no, she's.
180.
Well, I mean, I guess with shoes on, but she's
No, heavier than 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, one.
Especially if she's
As
muscular.
like let's
Probably
just
pushing
like look,
200.
if we're going by my
Yeah.
own weight, like
Yeah.
I'm about 6 foot. Like when I was like really
How
like,
am I taller than you?
packing on muscle, when I was like packed on muscle, it was like I think I weighed around 200.
Okay. So I'll say it's like her normal weight would then
She's
be
weighing
let's
like
say,
100. If she's like weighing, if she's like fantasy buff, she's probably around like like 230 or something like that. So she's probably even with minus
170
50
is
pounds.
probably
yeah.
scary underweight.
Yeah, no, she would I would say like her normal weight is between because again it also depends. Like she's obviously like very strong, but then it's like there's also your you know her actual weight and then her armored weight because you guys do have you know gear and such. I would say she's normally pushing anywhere from she's about 6 foot and pushing anywhere like 2 to 210 if it's like not campaign season. If you guys are in the thick of training or campaigning, a little bit more than that. She's definitely like 160, 170 right now. Maybe lower than that. She's gaunt. Even like
Settingly skinny.
you recall actually, Doran, you recall probably about like maybe 5 years into your time with the guards. You know, there was a minor plague outbreak.
Minor
And
plague.
all the guards got very scary sick. That was I think the smallest you had ever seen like Mara, and she was like maybe like she'd lost like maybe like 5 or 10 pounds during her sickness. So she was still like 195, 200-ish almost, but like even then like she looked weak, tired, like you know, just sort of completely out of energy. it's like maybe 5-6 times worse with this one.
All right. Well, if I have to carry her out somewhere, that wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, if we're depending on how long we're waiting,
I will say if you want to, for the sake of like just ease of care, you could take her out through the portal back up to the bedroom you guys found and sort of like leave her there to rest for a little while, like in an actual bed with
I'm not.
with
She's
shit
not
like
getting
that.
left alone.
Okay.
That's not happening.
Then
I'll put her down. Because yeah, we still got stuff to. Or I'm gonna carry her as long as I
Put her
can.
down.
Okay. So Doran will carry her for as long as possible. Theo.
What? Yes.
Oh my god. Theo.
Observing Pikachu right now. Give her a second.
Give me a minute.
Theo, you are you sort of watch like you sort of like have like that that was like low sort of momentary come down as like a battle is finished. Like you feel like that righteous sort of like good job's done sort of feeling, and then you immediately see Nori like start like sort of bouncing around like happy, so like super excited that she like like the first fight is over. It's like, and she like kind of trots up to you a little bit, Theo, and it's like, holy crap, Theo, that was so cool.
Uncle name Uncle Judd. Yes, it was they're not always cool, Nori.
Theo? And she sort of touches your mind a little bit to try to get a feel for your emotional state, because like this is the first time, like, because obviously you're more of a parental figure at the moment in this sort of relationship, that will eventually grow to more of a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
But she like sort of touches your mind in a way it's like, like to try to get that emotional resonance. What is Theo feeling in this moment?
I think sort of a bittersweetness. That yes, vengeance was served, but but once again reminded it didn't bring him back. He's still not here. Because a lot of times that's what vengeance, like, there's like, oh, if once I get vengeance, I'll feel better, but she feels a little better in that regard, like justice was served, but it didn't bring him back.
You watch as Nori, as she like feels this emotional wave, you watch as Nori's tail kind of like settles down and sort of like curls around her, and it's like, oh. No, you're right. I shouldn't.
It's okay to celebrate. It's
No.
it's in hindsight, it is a good thing.
I get that.
Two emotions can exist at once, Nori. It's not black and white.
No, I know. You're right, Theo. It's just and she kind of reaches out with her own mind and lets you into her emotional space, and like you get this sense of like what was like you can taste almost like the pure righteous purpose in this emotional state. And you get the feeling that like since hatching and since meeting you and throughout all of like these like very brief adventures you've gone on, Nori has like definitely bought into like the hype, the idea of heroism. And like you get this, and like this feeling you get within her is like, I'm like this feeling of like, I'm gonna save the dragons. It is my purpose to save my species and make sure we are living. And she's now experiencing for the first time the realities of what revenge can be. And I think, and she's sort of like, you get the sense of like, oh, I won't I won't get to control how it actually goes. And so like there's very much like he's like sort of like that the real world slamming into idealism moment for the first time, and you're feeling that on an emotional level. And it's kind of like it's interesting. It's like to see this from the outside. It's like he can't hurt anyone else.
Yeah.
That's important.
Can't take any more of our friends away.
No. She sort of like sits there and like nods, and you watch as she like begins the transformative process and shrinks back down into her Nori form. You will notice.
Well, both forms are her Nori form.
Well, sorry, shrinks back into her like into her human form, into her people form. You will notice, and this will be something that we deal with afterwards, but we'll just announce it now. Everybody levels up. So you guys are all now level 12 post this fight and a long rest. Or, I'm sorry, not 12, 7. Sorry, I was thinking of the other. I was thinking of the campaign last night.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna fucking say. I was like,
we got powerfuls.
No,
yeah, what
you guys
a boost.
you guys are now level 7. You guys
How
are all
much
now
XP did
level.
that guy give us? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You
I
guys
didn't
are
realize I was
all-
such a good boss.
You guys are all now level 7. Actually, you know what? That was some big revenge.
No.
You guys are all level 8. I'll give you 2. That was some big revenge. That was some big revenge. I'm feeling generous.
If
It's
you
right before the
insist.
holidays. I'm
You
feeling
say
generous.
so.
We haven't done a 2-leveler in like literally years. That's how we did campaign 1. Here's a little throwback
That's
to campaign
true.
1 as a treat.
Campaign 1.
So okay, so you guys will get your 2 levels. But more importantly, as you watch Nori shrink into more of her human form, and you kind of notice it even like in her voice as well. She is no longer probably, I would say, about toddler sized. She's now definitely more in the like maybe like 8 to 12-year-old sort of range. She's like so sort of shrinks and it's like
I'm gonna grow scared of her.
it's like oh wow, I'm
No, I don't like
bigger. She like walks. So she what would have been like a little waddle and hop. She like walks over to like a table and like picks up a table full of lab equipment that's probably like a good 150, 200 pounds up with just one hand. It's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, like she grabs her throat. Oh, this is weird. I sound a little different.
Old aging.
Did you get stronger? And she like reaches and say, oh, you got stronger too, Theo. That must be why I got stronger.
Oh, we went up 2 levels, which means that Nori goes up 2 levels.
Yes. Nori is now bigger and can think more and is out of the terrible twos and is now a teenager.
No. Oh my god. The bond you share with at 7th level I acquired the bond you share with your Drake intensifies, protecting you and stoking the Drake's fury. When you summon your Drake, it grows wings on its back and gains a flying speed equal to its walking speed. In addition, while your Drake is summoned, you and the Drake gain the following benefits. Drake mount. The Drake grows to medium size, reflecting your special bond. You can use the Drake as a mount if your size is medium or smaller. While you are riding your Drake, it can't use the flying speed or of this feature. Magic Fang. Oh, nice little bite. And resistance. I gain resistance to the damage type chosen for the Drake's Draconic Excellence.
So you have resistance to. Technically, I think gem dragons are psionic, so you have resistance to psionic or psychic damage, I guess.
I don't know if we've ever encountered that.
I will look that up. So don't take that as canon. I will look that up to see what the breath weapon of a sapphire dragon is to ensure that you are getting the right damage resistance.
Jesus fuck.
You okay over there?
My level up is a little more complicated.
Yes.
and-
Actually, Felix, hold off on your level up just yet because we will cover that a little bit
Okay.
in the story as well.
I moved some things around, so we'll probably need to
Exactly.
double check things after we're done with this
Yes.
session.
But with that, it's like you guys like kind of feel this swell of power. As you are all in here, I would like everybody to please roll me investigation checks for the laboratory itself.
Laboratory.
Also, I guess for the sake of brevity, I will say, do you guys free the old man who's in the other chamber?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we're
get
like,
around
nah,
to
let's
that.
leave him there. We'll see what happens.
There's like
Let's
this.
watch
I'm
this
just.
old fuck. See what happens.
I'm just imagining like this big emotional moment of like, you know, everyone surrounding Mara and just like, oh my god, like Doran's friends, like and it's like then it's like, okay, we're fine, and like there's the silence and everything, and then just knock 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 on the glass. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, could somebody let me out, please? It's
I'm
rather smoky in
cold.
here.
I'm cold.
It's reminding me of the grandpa from Simpsons. Hello.
You can't be mad
Um,
rolling dice if you're gonna sit on the
Theo,
lap.
I will say you open up. Theo, I'll say you open up the chamber. You open up the chamber.
It's Grandpa Simpson.
And you open up the chamber. The seals all break. And then sort of standing there in amidst the smoke, it's a much older male, but they are not a human, because as the smoke clears, Theo, you are able to see some a pair of familiar looking goat legs at the bottom as you see your grandfather standing in front of you.
Jump
What
scare,
the-
motherfucker.
What the fuck?
And he looks at you. Theodosia? What on earth are you doing here?
What on earth are you doing here?
My darling, where am I? And the smoke clears a little bit more, and you note, and your hands go over your mouth momentarily, Theodosia, as like you watch as he sort of extends his arms, he's sort of stumbling outwards. You now see he has been blinded.
Oh my god.
Darling, I can't really see. Is that you?
Yes, Grandpa, hold. She's gonna like be touching. Is he like, are his eyeballs gone? Or is
They
just...
looks like they've been scooped out with a spoon.
Oh!
Cool. He looks like that dude from The Mummy.
Yes. 100% the dude from the
Fuck.
movie.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So not only was that jackass gonna like put his friend's spirit in a fucking ancient ass man, they also scooped his goddamn eyeballs out first.
Maybe he was gonna put cooler eyeballs, give him cool robot eyes.
He was
Give you
yeah,
cool
Maureen, he was about
robot.
to get
Give you cool robot eyes.
give him cool dragon
Hannah,
eyes.
if I ever become
About to get cool dragon
disembodied
eyes.
and you try to put me back in a body, if you put me in a fucking old man with no eyes, I will fucking kill you. Don't you pull this shit with me.
Don't kidnap an old man, take his
Yeah,
eyes and put me in there.
Don't put my soul in an old man. What the fuck?
And most importantly, don't put me in my soul in an old man who you just took his eyes.
Yeah, why'd you take his eyes out, Hannah?
Gonna give him cool
God.
robot eyes.
Well, no, because
Hannah, why the fuck did you take that old man's eyes?
because the eyes are the window to the soul, and if you still have eyes, we can't put a new soul in the body. It's very obvious.
Obviously.
Gonna give you cool new Geordie eyes.
Yeah. Cool dragon eyes.
You're going to get some cool lizard eyes.
Put those in there.
Um,
Yeah, why would you take an old man? Well, to be fair, my grandpa's pretty badass.
Your grandfather's pretty important and badass. He did
He's-
fight in the War of Dragons. Like he's kind of a
my
big
grandpa
deal.
is kind of a badass.
I will actually say, Doran, as you're standing there, and you see
Obligatory
this.
old man, my ass. No.
Yeah, it's like hang on. So let me pull up the world anvil so I get the right. Because I think Doran, on some level, you of course recognize. You of course recognize that. Like the
Archibald.
importance.
That's his
You.
name.
Sorry, yeah, his name is Archibald Lacour. But you of course, have always sort of recognized Doran. Like, yeah, you're hanging out with Theodosia Lacour. Her mother is.
I mean, this also is an 88-year-old man.
Yeah, it's like you're adventuring with Theodosia Lacour. Like, she is her mother is.
I'm a military nepo baby.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a
Whatever that is.
She's a military nepo baby.
Legacy?
Yeah, she's the biggest. She's a huge legacy nepo baby.
Are you trying to say I know my history?
Yeah, so you know your history, but I think it's like in this moment, it's kind of like just hitting you like I think it's like this is like the second like if the first time you met Theodosia and like sort of clocked like, oh god, this is General Lacour's daughter, like that was like sort of like the right hook to the jaw. Here's the gut punch as you see like, I studied Archibald's Gambit. That was one of the most like important battles that prevented the city we know as Marishane from falling to draconic attacks. A living legend is standing in front of me. He's blind and might have been a spirit vessel for like an ancient draconic spirit. So like there's
He's got no eyeballs.
it'd be like meeting like Dwight D. Eisenhower or something like right before and like right after reading like the entire planning of Operation Overlord almost. And it's just like, oh, he's just like this dude.
He's this dude. There he is, an 88-year-old dude.
It's like here's this massive hero, just right here. He's somebody's grandpa.
Grandpa, hello. No, I'm cool.
He's just kind of there, like honestly, probably with the same look on my face, just like
Good. And
like he's just like
she's holding her grandpa's hands.
like
and,
things are
she's
just
got one-
like getting for him. It's just like this just gets. What's happening?
It's like, I feel like the weight of just like, I am a humble sergeant. I work for my fucking money. What did I do?
How did I get here?
It's like,
How
I'm
did I
still an
get
enlisted
here?
man. I shouldn't be
Yes,
talking to
welcome
these
back.
people. Anyway,
It's hard
but
for him
yes.
to see. It's hard for him to see his relevance amongst these gods.
I mean, it's hard for Archibald to see right now too, but
It's really hard for
the fuck
Archibald
up.
to see.
God, that's fucked up.
Y'all are
Oh, God.
monsters.
We are. But Theodosia, if you could describe your grandfather a little bit for us.
do I have to go back into DMs that I said? No, I don't think I ever made a face for him. I made one for the rest of her family. But I don't know if I ever made a face for Archibald. Oh, I did.
Why the fuck would you? Oh,
I did, actually. I did make a face.
I swear to
I
God.
was going through a kick where I just started making faces.
Doran's theme song is in his head for like the last since he got here has been that song where it's like, how do when days go by? I don't know what, because it's like, this is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. Where am I? Like, I'm just like,
I'm back in the fucking building!
my God! How did I get here?
what have I done? Like that's the
Yeah, it's
song
just
we're
like
playing.
it's just like Doran walking around doing investigations as the days go by. Da, 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 da.
Honestly, the best way I could describe God, what's his name?
Archibald.
No, I know Archibald.
Give us something, Hannah.
The best way I can describe him is the fucking God. What's it? He looks. Is the best, one of the best ways is he kind of looks like Sam Elliott. Especially in terms of that mustache. But he's just an old man, white hair, like with a surprisingly not very receding hairline. Like good for you, good for him. He's also got the fluffy satyr ears, but they've grayed quite a bit. Like his hair is like totally gray white. And the fluffy satyrs have turned like a light gray, but you can see it like the tips. There's still a little bit of black hair, so you know that he used to have black hair. He also has the same black unicorn horn coming out of his head, just like Theo, just like her mom. And his satyr legs kind of reflect the same situation as his ears. Like the fur on the satyr legs have heavily grayed, but you can still see patches of black hair. Correct.
I will say though, so like with all of this, it's like, so with that description of what he looks like, you can actually see a distinct difference. He seems to be freshly captured. His clothes, like he's still wearing like his suit that he would be wearing like if he was at his like guard station. So like it's a more formalized guard uniform because he's the commander of the hang on a second, I need to make sure.
He doesn't know the definition of the word retirement.
I feel like at this point, Felix is looking around the room, seeing if somebody from his backstory is about to jump scare him.
He's like, where is it? He's like SpongeBob, caveman SpongeBob.
No, he is, because he's the captain of the guard. He's the captain of the captain of the guard of Evercrown, which is where you guys started your journey. So it looks to you, Theo, as though it's like he's kind of been like freshly kidnapped. Maybe at most like maybe a week or two. Like his clothes are a little dusty and ragged. Like one of the sleeves has been torn off, but you can even see like at 88, he's still fucking ripped grandpa. Like this is a man who still trains like he is going to go to war, even at 88 years old.
He eats his
So I was gonna say, as you can see on your grandfather, and this is something that's again like the torn sleeve, and like this is something that you're aware of, Theo. And actually, Doran, that you would probably be aware of as well, because you're aware of happenings within like the army and guard as a whole. Archibald Liqueur is very famously like, and he's kind of like among some of like the higher ranks and things, like he's a little bit of a joke, like old general won't retire, but like the man trains like he's going to war every day. He is 88 years old, still can swing a great sword like a 20-year-old. Placed third in a tournament recently in Covenheim against a 20-year-old prodigy, and then like a 35-year-old also prodigy of like the special forces. Like the man is a machine.
Look, I'm pretty sure you're underplaying him with the whole like early hey there, Theo. Like I don't think like some dude who does all of that. I'm sorry, he doesn't sound like that.
Oh no,
maybe he does, and maybe he later on stabs you.
Maybe that's why he's like.
It's like it's
they
very
doubt me, and then I kick their ass.
And it's like, and so it's like it's I think Doran, especially even for you, like moment, and again like the song maybe starts playing in your head a little bit again, where it's just like, I have this vision of this massive badass, and here he is with his grandfather. Here he is with his grandfather.
And he still is a massive badass, but like he's just got like it's like the voice is throwing me off. It's like,
it's like but he's like Theo, what on God's earth has happened right now?
I'm so sorry, Grandpa. We are. I'm gonna try to get you.
Grandpa. And he just like immediately like shuts himself up, but like he's just like that's where like just like that's the part where like it actually hits him.
There's where it breaks. It's just like, it's like, oh my god.
Did you want her to call him Peepaw or something?
Well, no, it was more of just like before, like this is like the whole like he hears it and it sinks in and he's like, wait, Grandpa, like it's now he knows who it is.
It's like again it's like that moment of just like, oh my god, Archibald Liqueur, hero. It's like hero of Archibald's Gambit. Like I've studied every single one of his battles. Grandpa, are you all right?
Grandpa.
Glass shatters.
Peepaw. Poppies.
He's like, Theodosia, you're going to have to fill me in a little bit.
What is the last thing you remember? I'm just.
You'll have to narrow that down, darling. The last thing I remember before coming here, or the last thing I remember before shit hit the proverbial fan.
Yes.
Do you? You're wondering where you are. Do you? What's the last thing you remember before me getting here? Before.
The last thing I recall was, yes, I had a meeting with your sister. She had come to me concerned about something. It was a meeting with one of your sisters about concerns they had about what your mother was doing. This was maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I think. I apologize, dear. And he like reaches to the back of his head, and it's like he like pulls his hand back. It's like, that's still a little wet. And like the tips of his fingers are still a little bloody.
Oh God.
But she came to me with some great concerns about her mother and something she was doing post the attacks. I had been sort of head down in paperwork for the better part of a couple months trying to find out what had happened, but I met with your sister and then we had a drink and...
I'll certainly hope you are not feeding her alcohol. I'm imagining this was Annabelle and she's 14.
Yes, no, it was... I had a drink, she had some... I'm not about to give my granddaughter alcohol.
I gave her some juice.
Theodosia, I'm still your grandfather. It's like he like tries to like stand up and he turns and starts wagging his finger, but like not facing you because again he can't see. It's like Theodosia.
I'm right here, Grandpa. Oh,
He just turns it. Theodosia.
yes.
The last thing I remember is we had a drink together and then I woke up here and they experimented on us.
Us?
There was a young woman also wearing a guard outfit from Covenheim that was here. Is she?
Yeah, I
all
thought
right?
when he said us, when I thought he said us, I thought he was saying Annabelle was here too.
Yes, she's all right. We got her, Grandpa. Grandpa, your eyes.
Oh no, yes, they've taken them.
Oh yes, my eyes. They're gone. Don't worry about
Yes,
that, dear.
No,
I've had worse. It's just a flesh wound.
darling, this is not the first time I've lost a limb or a body part. We'll figure it out.
What? Lost a limb, Grandpa. You have all 4.
Darling,
Exactly.
we live in a world with magic.
Darling,
I think that's what he's saying. He's like,
darling, do you think this is my first right arm?
So he's like, well, I'll grow them back. Don't worry.
It's like, darling, I was in a war that spanned several centuries where I didn't come through unscathed.
All right. All right. First, let's close that.
She's gonna start a plan. Whatever. Everyone can also do what they want to do, but she's gonna start trying to apply some sort of bandage to the wound, the head wound that's still bleeding. Apparently, like just kind of wrapping something around his head, because head wounds bleed forever.
Yeah, they do.
They never stop bleeding. They just bleed and bleed.
It's
Are
really
you
annoying.
still bleeding from getting shot when you were 2?
Am I still bleeding? I don't know. I could still be bleeding right now. I just remember when Zach once accidentally stood up into a cabinet corner.
Oh yeah, that thing bled
And he
for like
bled
3
for
days.
so long.
It was
He
like
bled for so long, and I was just
3 effing
panicking
days.
because it just cut right into his skull. Well, not skull, his scalp.
Stood right up into the corner of the cabinet.
Yeah, right. And
You probably needed stitches or staples.
No, I went to the emergent. I went to the.
he did go to them because I was
I-
afraid he had a concussion because of
I
how
went-
fast I was terrified. So he
I
did
went
go
to
in.
urgent. I went to urgent care the next day because it
Yeah.
was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I did not have a concussion, and they looked at it and said like,
They said it would be fine.
they said it's like, if you came in last night, maybe it would hurt more to put staples in you now than it would for you to just let
Yeah.
this heal. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't
Yeah.
fucking touch me. Give me a doctor's note. I'm going
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, because I was terrified that he cracked his skull with how much it was bleeding. I was freaking out. But anyway, so yeah, that's what she's gonna be doing. She's gonna be trying to like, I don't know, maybe tearing a cloth off of something,
I'll
or if
say you root around a
finding-
bit and you're able
yeah.
to find some bandages, and so you
Yeah.
you wrap your grandfather up. You stop for a moment, like as you're about to like cover his eyes because it's like, oh no, can't cover. Wait, and like he's eventually just like, oh, Theodosia, and he like wraps it around his eyes, so he's got like a.
well, if they scooped him out, I also don't want him to get into an infection in his eye sockets. We might be in a magical world, but we still know what germs are.
We do.
We know what bacteria.
He takes over wrapping his head and like
Is
sort of
it-
ties it off.
I
and-
literally have healing magic.
yeah.
Oh,
If
I
you're
thought you
worried
were
about
doing it.
infection, I could handle that.
I thought you were
This is
doing an
true.
interpretive dance for bacteria.
Yes.
My
I
bacteria
thought that
dance.
was your bacteria dance. You were like, ooh, bacteria, germs.
Felix. Speaking of Felix, so I'll say that ends our, because we had Mara and we had Archibald. Felix, please roll me an investigation check.
Fuck me running.
That sounds difficult.
Sounds tricky. Have to keep up. Come back, Morgan.
That would be very logical.
18.
18.
I
With an
hate you.
with an 18,
I mean, they better be.
with an 18, you find a small personal journal. Another one of those small personal journals you guys have kind of been discovering throughout your time in the tower on Professor Myers' corpse. This one is much more recent, and it appears to be post-removal of the 2 draconic spirits. So these are lab notes of within the last couple of weeks. And the mix of notes you find in there, Felix, are a mix of, both like just very clinical, scientific, how we do this, what is needed, how it occurs. And then the rest are just a series of letters, apologizing over and over again for what happened to Finian.
Fuck right off.
And the letters sort of play out over time as the first ones are like denialist and accusatory, until eventually the last one you read is it's almost like a suicide note, in the sense of, I'm so sorry for what I did. While my mind may have been poisoned, it does not change the fact I took from this world a great light. The snuffing out of mine will be my penance. I'm so sorry. And with an 18, you also reach up his sleeve and sort of jostle it loose and pull it out. You have Finian's pistol.
That is getting squirreled away into my bag. And his corpse is still in the room, right?
Yes.
Felix has a gun. Felix has a gun.
I'm gonna walk over to his body and just fucking, like, kick the shit out of his chest.
Okay. Easily enough. You just kind of like...
It's not it is, like, full force, every ounce of his 11 strength stat that he can fucking put into it.
Absolutely. As you do that a couple of times, Nori's gonna pad over as well, now in her more teenage state. And she's gonna like look at you, Felix, and it's like, is this this is a guy who killed Finn? Who's your friend?
Yes. And he has the fucking audacity to act like him dying a pathetic little death does anything to remove the fact that he did something evil. And with that, like, last kick, fucking punctuates it with just, like, kicking the shit out of it one last time and then, like, huffing off.
Nori's gonna bend down. It's like, she's gonna like reach down and kind of like sort of like cradles like the back of his head a little bit. It's like, you're right. You shouldn't get to... You do bad things, you don't get to, like, hide from it. And you watch as she twists, and you hear, like, the bones snapping, and you hear twist, twist, as she rips his head off. And sort of kicks it like a soccer ball away.
She just punts it.
It's like, asshole.
I'm sorry I turned your daughter into a fucking sociopath.
I'm gonna start swearing.
Doran clocks the never piss her off.
I feel
Doran's
like
like,
Doran's
she could take my head off.
Honestly,
Doran's just a normal guy who somehow wound up in all of this, and sometimes he starts to feel like, okay,
I got a handle on it.
I got a handle on this, and then more happens, and he's like, nope, right, yep, you're not. This isn't right. This isn't a normal. Nope.
This is
okay.
This is 15 things above your pay grade when you got here, and it has only climbed. It's like when you arrived here, it's like, hi, I'm Doran. I've been a sergeant in the Guard of Covenheim for like the last 15 years. Hi, I'm the daughter of your boss. This is a dragon, and here's a cursed bard. By the way, you just got like flicked by an ancient gold dragon.
I got a handle on things. Nope. Yep. That's right. Shit's whack.
Oh fuck.
It's just, I'm just imagining Doran just like it's like that moment in DBZ Abridged, like in the final episode where it's like, hey Piccolo, was that a red flag? Crimson. Anyway,
All right.
but she like stops. It's like, oh, I forget that. I'm not supposed to do that, am I, Theo?
What?
And you look and you see that she's like kind of standing there with bloody fingers and like she like ripped the head off of his corpse. I got a little angry there. Sorry.
It's okay.
Felix was really sad, and I wanted Felix to feel
If you
better.
did it to make Felix feel better, that's fine.
It's a dangerous precedent to set.
It's fine. He's dead anyway. Like, it's not like he was living and you ripped his head off. That probably still would have been fine in this case, in this scenario. But
We're gonna go back to Wormspeaker Fortress and have a morality class room discussion.
I don't think you grasp the what it actually means to be a mother and the responsibilities there. Like
I didn't ask. Listen, Theo thought about the concept of when she was but a wee child, teen, and was thinking about like, my mom wants me to someday be a worm speaker, which means having a dragon or whatever the fuck. I think her brainscape thought it was like, they will give me a full-grown dragon or some shit. She didn't process the part where it's like, there wasn't any real human processing of the part of being with the dragon and making a connection to the dragon being small, and the dragon turning into a fucking toddler, then turning into a 10-year-old, and what have you. I don't think that part processed very well.
In the same
way, she barely knew about how the eggs worked, apparently. Like,
ironically enough, this is a perfect parallel. In the same way, Doran is completely over his head in just his existence right now, and it's like, I've prepared my entire life to be a competent individual in like 95% of all situations, and then gets slammed right into the 5%. Theodosia spent her entire life preparing for the 5%, and it turns out that 5% was way bigger than 5%.
Yeah. She didn't realize she was gonna have to basically raise a child.
Anywho, I will say with that, your sort of investigations have concluded. I'll say which one of you wants to use the sending zone to contact Commander Solanus to let him know that you guys are wrapped up and the guards can kind of take over the site.
I will.
Okay.
He'll do it. I'm the king, or whatever the name for what I am is.
The commander, the high commander.
High commander.
High commander.
The high commander.
The totally stoked commit.
You want to know what I love about Dragon Riders? I get older, they stay the same age. All right.
What the fuck?
McConaughey's
You know what I
line.
love about elves?
Yikes.
I get older, they look 25 for the rest of their fucking lives.
I'm calling the police.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like, yay!
Leo DiCaprio hearing about the concept of elves.
In
Hang
D&D.
on. Let me go to the Feywild real quick.
And maybe he gets trapped there, who knows?
Oh no. Anyway, I will say for the sake of brevity, you guys leave the tower. You make your way.
Keep going, sorry. Oh, I was gonna make a joke of, I'm gonna make a character and name them Brevity.
It
was a bad joke. Keep going.
It'll have to be a tiefling.
Yeah.
You arrive back at the fortress and the High Commander's office. They sort of usher you in. Idon, Commander Solanus, is sitting at his desk, sort of doing some paperwork, and he comes in. It's like, hi, lords. Yes, hi, Lord Commander. Welcome back. Welcome back. How was it? And as you are about to speak as well, Theo, your grandfather pipes up. Is like, oh well, you know, I've been better. And with that, like the quill sort of like scrapes off the paper, and it's just like, oh fuck.
Yes, we are located. Commander, what's the title again? Is he commander? Is he
He is
high
so
guard, head
Archer-
guard?
He is Lord Commander of. He is Lord Commander of the Evercrown City Guard. If you are the commander of a city, you are a Lord Commander.
Yes, we also located Lord Commander, Archibald Lacour, and what would be Mara's title?
I think Mara is also a sergeant.
No,
Is-
I mean, I don't think she ever. No,
Does she have a title, or
I don't know. I don't
wait,
think
or
you
should
ever-
be Mara
Corporal.
of the
Yeah, it'd be
Corporal Mara
Corporal-
of the
Corporal Mara of Covenheim.
and we located within the tower. We also located Lord Commander Archibald Lacour and Corporal Mara of the of Covenheim. She's trying to be professional,
It's like,
even though she just said, "I found my grandpa."
I found my grandpa.
I found my
and one of-
grandpa in there,
one
and
of
he has no
Doran's
eyes.
friends, and he got no eyes.
He has no eyes.
There's
There's
and he,
no eyeballs in there.
With that, and then like sort of like your grandfather sort of like walks forward a little shakily. It's like, Aiden Solanas, I believe, yes. And he's like, yes, yes, Lord
We
Commander.
told him who we were gonna go see, so he would
Yeah.
know.
Yes, Lord Commander. It has been too long, sir. And he like sort of like walks around like the front of his desk and sort of like holds his hand out, like they shake hands very formally for a moment, and then you watch as Idon pulls your grandfather into like just the super tightest hug you have ever seen, and your grandfather like, you know, like sort of like tugs him in and sort of like tucks his head in. It's like, I know, sir, I know. It has been too long. It's been too long. Roll me a history check, everybody.
Dad?
No, we know your dad's dead.
I know. No, this guy wouldn't be. He's my mom's dad. This Sam Elliott is my mom's dad.
7.
Yeah, I know that.
14.
14.
4.
Or Doran and Felix, you're just like, oh, that's nice.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Two guys
Um,
hugging.
Theo, your mind goes back to like some stories your grandpa, because your grandpa would like tell you like the kid-friendly version of war stories, like, you know, the time he and his dragon, you know, the time that he and his friends, you know, beat up the super evil bad guys and things like that.
The heroes beating up the bad guys.
Exactly. The heroes beating up the bad guys. The stories don't involve the fact that, you know, your grandfather had to have an arm and a leg regrown by the cleric.
My
and,
grandpa knows what it sounds like when a man is stabbed to death.
Exactly. Your grandpa knows what it's like. Your grandpa definitely knows what it's like when a man is stabbed to death. And so, but you recall that there was always like this story of like this your grandpa always brought up this young drow that had just that, like, it was freshly into their unit. And your grandpa always told stories because like the young drow always reminded you a little bit of yourself, a little outcast, you know, sort of inserted into a spot that necessarily didn't always fit, but always succeeded and always worked very hard. And you're now kind of clocking like, oh, your grandfather trained and was like the mentor to Aiden Solanas.
Ah.
You're kind of you're connecting some childhood story dots right there. It's like, oh, this is awkward. Lord Commander Lacour, if you had not been informed, your granddaughter, I realize I'm doing his voice for Idon. Hang on. It's like, Lord Commander, if you are unaware, your granddaughter, she is now officially a worm speaker, but more importantly,
Oh, I forgot to mention that part.
she is the wielder of the Red Hilt. and your grandfather like stops for a moment and like tries to turn towards you, Theodosia. He is facing a wall, and it's like, Theodosia,
Over here, Grandpa.
like rotates.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh. Don't say that.
I'm. If I still had tear ducts, a tear would be in my
But
eye.
they took those two.
Christ.
What? They're part of the eye. What do you want?
No, tear ducts are technically. Well.
Depends on
Actually,
how
I don't know,
much
they
they
could have been
scooped.
damaged in the
Out
scooping.
with a spoon.
that's true.
Scooped with spoon. It was
People
like
who
a-
know the eyeballs, please email us and let us know if your eyeballs are taken. Can you still cry?
Yeah, please let us know.
Please let us know in the comments section below.
in the comments section. Also, we're no longer on Twitter. Follow us on Blue Sky.
Smash that like button.
Smash that
What's up,
like.
gamers?
Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Like, anyway. But
Welcome
no,
to my
you-
Minecraft playthrough.
Yeah.
he turns to you. He says,
It's a long story. It's a Look at-
I can.
yeah.
I imagine. Well, there's something for us to go over. But that is. I'm so proud of you, Theo. Wait.
that means. And he like,
That little voice I heard earlier. Is that Theo? Is that your dragon?
Yes, that's very good clocking that. I personally don't know if I would have clocked that. Like, oh, little voice, I'm blind. Oh, it's a dragon. And
Well, I mean,
yes,
I
her name is
recognize-
Nori.
I recognize your voice, of course, and like,
Yes,
Theo, I'm still in.
I
you're still my
suppose it's logical.
granddaughter.
I wouldn't bring a child.
Yes,
Okay.
Theodosia, why on earth would you? It's you. You are. Annabelle would bring a child to a battle. You wouldn't.
Well, Annabelle thinks that she's grown up, so she would be like, "Oh, this is my apprentice," and I'm like, "That's a 10-year-old, Annabelle."
Yes, but I'm. You said Nori. Hello, Nori.
it's very nice to meet you. And like, Nori's like, so you're Theo's grandpa. That's
Yes, this is my
neat.
grandpa. Yes.
Theo, can your
Yes.
grandpa also turn into a dragon like my grandpa?
No, he cannot.
He's
Cannot
like,
do that.
he leans down a little bit and is like,
That might be a trick I'll work on at some point, little Nori.
it's like, ooh, okay. That'd be fun. 2 grandpa dragons.
I would say, what
Oh.
if the 2 grandpa dragons kissed? But then I remember Sam Archibald's married. He has a wife. I have a grandma.
Archibald has a wife.
I have a grandma. Oh my god, grandma's probably so worried.
Oh no, your grandmother is currently away on assignment. Thankfully, she's on another continent, and hopefully avoided most of this
Man,
danger.
Go off, Giselle.
But you are the epitome of military brat.
That's the thing, is that Giselle on assignment, Giselle was not very military, but she's probably on assignment via more administrative sort of shit.
She was like the
She worked in
more
court
civilian stuff.
Yeah. She's She
But no,
she worked. She's very. It's still like government related, but not military. Not military branch.
She's the civilian contractor who met Archibald like while working on like a bridge construction project somewhere, and they
Yeah.
immediately hated each other, and then by the end of the project were fucking
They were
in love.
They were in love. She does not have a unicorn horn.
Yes, big ol' meat cute.
Anyway,
The meat
Sorry.
cube at first, and I was like, "Beg pardon?"
inside the cube, the meat
Mm.
cube.
It's like Alex's dream location, the meat cube.
The meat cube.
Yes, the
Yes.
meat cube.
It's like
I've
surrounded.
got the
by-
worst idea for a K barbecue place.
Surrounded
The
on
meat
all-
cube.
Surrounded on all 6 sides by pulsing red meat. Eat
Yeah.
your way out.
Yum, 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 yum.
Why'd you have to say pulsing?
Because
Because he's played Dragon Age Veilguard a little bit, so now
Yerp.
everything meat related is pulsing.
and it's also me. Everything meat related is also pulsing. You were there for your arc last campaign.
Yeah.
True.
Anywho, with
Honestly,
this,
they should just call it the Meat Cute. But it's just a Korean barbecue place, and it's where you take people on dates there.
that would honestly, that might not be a terrible business idea.
Well, Meet Cute is already like in Gravity Falls, the episode where Seuss meets his girlfriend. She works at a stand called the Meet Cute.
Damn it.
They sell meat, so that has been done.
Yeah, but
Well-
I don't. But that's not like a market. It's not a like copyrighted
We
market.
will do it in the
Exactly, it
real
is definitely
world.
not copyrighted.
Yeah.
I don't think.
The Meat Cute.
I will say at this point, you guys, as you guys start to like kind of converse, and I'll say for the sake of brevity, everyone kind of gets filled in with what occurred in the tower. So Idon is aware. I was like, good, congratulations. You have, it is good to hear that you have defeated Professor Myers and are able to enact your vengeance. Word from the north. But last I heard, we are in a bit of a standstill, it seems. We have not made the changing of uniforms, but the army from Merishane has not moved south as far as I am aware. But how much time we may have or not have is up for debate, and then you suddenly hear like a like an alarm start to go off, and it's like, that's a draconic alarm. Everybody to the walls quickly. And he like rushes you out. You guys all start heading towards the walls, all still kind of together.
Yeah, Theodosia's definitely guiding her grandpa.
Yeah, no,
Like,
he's like, staying with you. He's like, but he does stop real quick, Theodosia, as you guys, because he can tell, like, as you guys head past the armory, like he sort of reaches his hand out for like a gambeson and suit of armor, and like just as he's walking by, just, like grabs it, throws it on as he's moving, like even blinded, he can like.
She's at this point, she's got his hand on like his shoulder and is guiding him as he's trying to, and then she's trying to help.
He's got
Grandpa, we've got to
terrible.
go.
He's got terrible noise, spatial awareness, but man, is he good with his hands.
Oh no, yeah. He's again, like he has, as long as you guide him properly, like he knows what he's doing. Like you put like, and like eventually like I feel like a belt with a sword like enters his hand. He like belts it without like second thought, like still moving, still being guided. Like all of the second nature things. It's like you can see. It's like, oh, there's the career soldier right there. Even like no eyes, half starved for 2 weeks. He's still like there's the legend, I guess. But all of you guys start to arrive.
How did my mother come from this man? We don't know.
But as you guys, you all start to make your way, you hear again like that klaxon gets louder, and you can see three shadows of dragons sort of arcing overhead. Nori looks at you, Theo, and like kind of touches your mind. It's like, should I still be hiding, or what do we want to do here?
I need you to stay hidden for just a moment. We don't know what color they are. We don't know if they're ours. I need you to stay hidden for now. We'll, if anything, we'll be making a surprise attack.
Okay.
For now, it's better if they underestimate us.
And with that, you guys all arrive up on the walls. And you guys everyone is like sort of bracing and readying themselves. The three dragons sort of glide their way down and land just outside the walls and gates of Covenheim. The riders are all dressed in dark cloaks with hoods up.
Oh, and they've got riders.
Mm-hmm. They swing
Which
off.
means they're not those fans. Okay.
They swing off of their drakes. The one on the largest one, all of their drakes appear to be black. They all appear to be black chromatic dragons. Two of them are much smaller, and the riders stay with those slightly smaller dragons. and the third forward, the third figure steps forward from the larger dragon. They throw their hood back.
Do I real quick, do I still have Mara, or did I get to take her to, like, a medical facility?
I will say, during all of this, you were able to drop her at an infirmary. You're not carrying your half-dead friend into combat like a weird Yoda backpack. No, I would not make you do that.
Just wanted to make sure, because I would be like, guys, I gotta, like...
Yeah, it was like everyone's standing on the walls. And then there's
I'd say on our way to the
Mara, just like,
on our way to what's his face, we were like, let's stop by infirmary, but it was maybe Grandpa who insisted, no, I'm coming with you. I'm not staying here.
Yeah, no, Grandpa's not. They took my eyes, not my ability to fight.
I can fucking walk.
But this figure steps forward, draws back their hood. And Theodosia, you see a face you have not seen in almost 2 years as your mother steps forward. Theodosia, are we ready to stop this inane bickering and be a family again? Come! I even brought you assistants. And the two other figures step forward. They draw their cloaks back, and you can see your half-sisters, Annabelle and Beatrix, standing there in front of their dragons. All three riders sort of clad in black, a changed symbol of the Mercian Empire emblazoned across all their chests. Instead, this new symbol being a draconic head, like a draconic mouth opening up in front of like this visage of a kingdom. It's like, are you ready to stop being childish and have a conversation about where the future of this kingdom is going? And that is where we will end our episode for today. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all of our social media channels at Dances with Dice. And when you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDart, we might use you as a named NPC in the show. As always, follow us on all of our social media channels, and especially that new one, Blue Sky, because fuck Elon Musk. And join us every single Tuesday for new episodes of Dances with Dice.